So good afternoon students, this class is prescribed for 12th standard 5th unit, the status of Tamil as a classical language. The status of Tamil as a classical language, 5th unit prose for 12th standard English. Okay, so what is the title is telling is the status of Tamil as a classical language. Status of Tamil. Status means position. Okay, as a classical language. Classical language means is nothing that you need not get confused. Classical means which is an old language. Okay, in a simple word we can say which is an old language. Okay, which still sustains. Okay, that is what classical language. Its position where it is. That is what the title suggests. Okay, so from the titles if you can understand that we are just going to see the importance of Tamil language and its position. Status means what? Position where it is standing. Okay, on page number 142 you can see that it is written by George L. Hart. Okay, this lesson is given by George L. Hart. Particularly you must know about the author. George L. Hart is a professor of Tamil language at the University of California, Berkeley. His work focuses on Tamil literature and on identifying relationships between Tamil and Sanskrit literature. His work is fully on concentrating about the comparisons between Sanskrit and Tamil literature. 2015 Government of India awarded him the title of Padma Shri. So the Government of India has given him a Padma Shri award and the third highest civilian honor. Okay, and he studied Latin, Greek, Sanskrit and several modern and European languages. Okay, so we can say that he is a linguist. He is a linguist and one who has known many languages. Okay, he knows Latin, Greek, Sanskrit, and several modern and European languages. Okay, so I think he has known many languages. Definitely, he is an intelligent person. Okay, so what Judge George L. Hart, what is he telling is a linguist anthropologist endeavors to make a comparative analysis of classical languages of the world. So he has given a study, he has made research about the languages, okay, all the classical languages, and what he is analyzing and giving you a study about those languages. Now let's see which languages emerge as the best among equals. Which is the best among all the languages, which is the best from his point of view, okay, from his perspective we can say, from his understanding. Okay, it is written in April 11, 2000. Okay, it's a letter, it's a kind of letter written to Professor Marai Malai. Okay, Professor Marai Malai is given a letter like kind of thing like that. Professor Marai Malai has asked me to write regarding the position of Tamil as a classical language. So he has asked him, Professor Marai Malai has asked George L. Hart to write about Tamil and its status. Okay, regarding the position of Tamil as a classical. I am delighted to respond to his request. Delighted, Professor George L. Hart is delighted, he is very happy to respond to Professor Marai Malai who has asked him this question. Okay, now I have been a professor of Tamil at the University of California. So George L. Hart, he had been a professor of Tamil in the University of California, Berkeley, since 1975, and I am currently holder of Tamil chair at the institution. So he is one of the important personality who holds the chair, on the chair for in the Tamil institution, for the Tamil institution. My degree, which I received in 1970, is in Sanskrit. 1970, his degree he has received is in Sanskrit from Harvard. Harvard is also a famous university, okay, a reputed university all over the world. And my first employment was a Sanskrit professor. At present, he is a Tamil professor, okay, but before he was a Sanskrit professor at the University of Wisconsin Madison in 1969. Okay, so he is a Sanskrit professor also. Next, besides Tamil and Sanskrit, additionally, apart from Tamil and Sanskrit, that is what, besides Tamil and Sanskrit, I know the classical languages of Latin, so classical languages like Latin, Greek, and have read extensively in the literatures in the original. So in the original form itself he has read, okay, extensively. I am also well acquainted. Well acquainted means what? Well acquainted means what? Well known, familiar, okay, well known, well acquainted with comparative linguistics and literatures of modern Europe, okay. So he is also know many languages of Europe. Okay, now let me state, so that now he is going to give the position. Let me state unequivocally. Unequivocally, okay, I have not written it on the board, but it is on your book. Unequivocally means very simply unequally, okay, nothing can be matchable to this. Unambiguously, the meaning is given unambiguously. You might not know the meaning of the word unambiguously. Unambiguously means undoubtedly, okay, uncertain, that is what uncertain. So like that, let me state unequally, unequivocally, that by any criteria means what? By any firm, any ways, okay, any system you can go and check, you will definitely find out that he is telling Tamil is one of the greatest classical literatures and traditions of the world. Tamil stands as one of the greatest, okay, which Latin, Greek, Sanskrit and Tamil also is being without a doubt, okay, unequivocally, that it is one of the greatest traditions, greatest classical literatures and traditions of the world. The reasons for this are many. Let me consider them one by one. The reason for this are many. Let me consider them one by one. Okay. Now he is giving the reason why Tamil is one of the most important classical literature in the world. Okay. So he is given reason. Let me first, Tamil is of considerable antiquity. Considerable means what? Considerable antiquity means sizable of ancient collections. Okay, so Tamil literature has collections of some ancient collections. Okay, ancient antiquities. Antiquities means what? Articles, books, everything. It has the Tamil, in Tamil. Okay, inscriptions, everything are done in Tamil. And recently you might have studied this excavation in Keeladi. Okay, so those and all are the examples of the language, okay, being so ancient, okay, very ancient. The considerable antiquity. It predates the literatures of other modern Indian languages. It predates the literatures of other modern Indian languages by more than 1,000 years. Other languages, it predates. Predates means what? It is far more before the other languages, 1,000 years before. 1,000 years before the other literatures. Its oldest work, the Tolkappiyam, so I hope you know Tolkappiyam, contains parts that, judging from the earliest Tamil inscriptions, date back to about 3000 BCE. Okay, 3000 BC, before Christ era, before Christian era, BCE. On page number 145, they have given you on a blue slot, blue um, blue tabular column, you can see what is BCE, what is AD, and everything stands for. So 3000 BCE means it stands for before Christian era or before common era. Okay, back to about 3000 BCE, it is very old. The greatest works of from the book of Tolkappiyam, you can find it out. Okay, then the greatest works of ancient Tamil. The greatest works of ancient Tamil, the Sangam anthologies and the Pattupattu date to the first 2 centuries of the current era. Okay, they are still now updated. They are still now updated what the Sangam anthologies and the Pattupattu. Okay, date to the first 2 centuries of the current era. Current era means what? Age, beginnings. Okay, they are the first great secular body of poetry. They are the first great secular means what? That does not include religious. Okay, that does not include religious form, any religious form, or it does not stick to any particular religion. Every religion will be included. Okay, it might be Buddhism or Christianism or Hinduism. Everything will be included. That is what they are the first great secular body of poetry written in India. Predating means, once again underline the word predating, means before Kalidasa's work by 200 years. Okay, before Kalidasa's work by 200 years. So Tamil, it has the greatest work. Okay, greatest works of Tamil like the Sangam anthologies, Pattupattu, those books and all were written what 1000 years before the other classical literatures. Okay. Second, Tamil constitutes the only literary tradition indigenous to India. Okay, so Tamil constitutes the only literary tradition. Okay, the only literature which is native to India. Indigenous means what? Native to India. Indigenous means what? This language is definitely, it belongs to the Indian culture, the Indian country. Okay, native to India. That is not derived from Sanskrit. Definitely many of you are thinking that Tamil is derived from Sanskrit. No. Okay, it is separate. Tamil literature is separate and Sanskrit separate. Sanskrit literature is separate. Okay, so Tamil constitutes the only literary tradition indigenous to India that is not derived from Sanskrit. Indeed, its literature arose before the influence of Sanskrit. Indeed. So, before the arrival of Sanskrit, before the Sanskrit literature, Tamil was there. Okay, do you understand? Tamil literature was there before the influence of Sanskrit in the south became strong. So, it is qualitatively different from anything we have in Sanskrit. It is qualitatively, you can also underline this, more qualitatively different from anything we have in Sanskrit or other Indian languages Comparing to other Indian languages, Tamil is very old and ancient and a very important language. Okay, we have to cherish it and we have to safeguard it. Okay, it has its own poetic theory. The beauty is what? It has its own poetic theory. Tamil language has its own poetic theory, its own aesthetics. Aesthetics means what? Beauty. Okay, its own aesthetics, beauty, and above all, a large body of literature. It contains a large body of literature. What is literature? Literature means what? There will be lots and lots of books, lots and lots of stories, those things, epics. Okay, it's a body of literature and it is quite unique. It is always special. Unique means what? Unique means what? Special. It has its own special beauty, special content and everything. Okay, it is strong in its content. It is standing separate. There is no mixture of Sanskrit or other languages. It stands on its own literature. It has its own grammatical it has its own poetic theory, its own grammatical tradition, grammar, Okay, it has its own grammar, and above all a large body of literature that is quite unique. It shows a sort of Indian sensibility that is quite different from anything in Sanskrit or other Indian languages. Okay, so it shows a sort of Indian sensibility that is quite different from anything in. So it just shows Indian sensibility means what? Indian intelligence. Okay, Tamil languages has its own intelligence. That is what Indian sensibility, that is quite differently from anything in Sanskrit or other Indian languages, and it contains its own extremely rich and vast intellectual tradition. It has its own intellectual tradition. So own intellectual tradition. Tradition means what? Culture. Okay, the way of living, the lifestyle of Indian is different from other, or Tamil is different from other culture and everything. So this is the two reasons. First is what? It is very old and it has its own considerable antiquity, and secondly, it has its own grammar, it has its own beautiness. Okay, it is not derived from Sanskrit, it stands separate from the other languages. Okay, so these are the two reasons. The remaining reasons we will see in the next class. Thank you.